Welcome to Capital Update with Representative Sheldon Johnson. I'm Charlie Vanderetti. Welcome to the show, Representative.
It's great to be here on this late winter, hopefully early spring day.
No, that sounds good. Earlier this week, the state budget officials released the February forecast, and it showed a small decrease in the deficit at $5 billion. So how does that change your priorities going forward?
Well, largely my priorities are going to stay the same, and that is to balance this budget in a way that is, in fact, balanced, that we have a combination of both bringing some revenue in and through progressive income taxes, that's my preference, as well as doing some calculated cuts in areas that make most sense based on what the committees look at and seem to provide the kind of safety net we need for our folks in the communities.
That sounds good. I know one of the areas that is impacting St. Paul, where you live, LGA cuts. What would that mean for your community and your district?
Well, LGA, of course, is largely oriented towards public safety, police and fire, and we want to make sure clearly that we have those kind of resources available in our city, that are plenty of police, that we have our firefighters there doing the deal, and property taxes. I mean, the one thing I hear when I talk to folks in the community, when I'm over at Byerly's or Sunray Shopping Center, whatever the case may be, and I run to folks, and one of the major complaints is property taxes increasing. And essentially what we've heard from the state economist is that as a dollar goes up in terms of loss of LGA, we see almost 67 cents increase in property taxes. So there's a direct relationship between not getting that local government aid, that money that's being sent to municipalities to provide the sort of public infrastructure in law enforcement issues, for example, that then it gets passed on.
Right, and that's an area that you worked on, was law enforcement. How does the LGA cuts impact public safety people on the front line?
Well, it makes a difference. You know, the extent to which you can provide supervision, caseload management of troubled folks is hugely impacted by the amount of money you have to provide the services. And the extent to which we don't have the services in our communities, it lessens the quality of life, and I don't like seeing that.
I know that the state judiciary officials came in and testified in front of committee. What did they say about potential budget cuts in the courts and the judiciary overall?
Well, essentially they said, and this was Chief Justice Gilday speaking, that the courts are at a breaking point, and they've never been in a worse situation as far as funding goes here. The backlog and delays in terms of court hearings is a terrific problem, a terrible problem, I should say, and we need to do what we can to provide the necessary funding to ensure that that's not the case. And this isn't just for criminal cases. This is also for civil matters, for probate court, for family court, for people who might be dealing with a personal injury that needs to be heard in court. All these cases are being delayed, and as the Chief Justice said, justice is being delayed and hence denied, and that's not a good thing.
Right, I know that a lot of people may not think that the court system impacts them, but it can affect all of us. You know, if you get a traffic ticket, it takes longer, shorter hours at the window, things like that.
Yep, so that's what we're working on hard to ensure that our courts are funded properly. One of the arguments, of course, Republicans have made over the last few years is that there's sufficient money coming into state to pay for all the things that are core functions of government. Well, this is a core function of government, and we on the Democrat side are going to do what we can to ensure that that we're paying for these things, that we're covering them, and that the public has access to the justice system in a way that's fair for everybody, not just for the rich, but for the middle class as well.
No, that sounds fair. Well, I think that's a good update from the Capitol for now, and I appreciate you joining us. I know you're liking hearing from your constituents.
Yeah, they're always welcome to contact me. Email's often the best way because I always check that out every day. So rep.sheldon.johnson@house.mn.
Great. Well, this is Capital Update. Thank you for joining us.